The silent path in the heart of the misty mountains, nestled among towering pines and whispering streams, lay the monastery of tranquil waters. Here, Brother Ananda had devoted himself to a life of silence and contemplation. The monastery was a sanctuary, a place where the chaos of the outside world faded into a distant memory. Ananda was a young monk, having taken his vows just a year prior. He had come to the monastery seeking peace, escaping the relentless noise of city life, the blaring horns, shouting vendors, and constant chatter that had filled his days. Yet, as he sat in his small cell, surrounded by the stillness of the mountains, he found himself grappling with an unexpected challenge: the weight of silence. Each day began with the soft chime of bells calling the monks to prayer. The sound resonated deep within him, yet it also reminded him of all he had left behind. As he tended to the monastery's garden, a vibrant tapestry of flowers and herbs, he felt an ache for connection. The other monks moved silently through their routines, their eyes reflecting wisdom but offering no words, their eyes reflecting wisdom. One afternoon, while pruning rose bushes under the warm sun, Ananda noticed an old traveler approaching. The man's face was lined with stories, and his eyes sparkled with mischief. Seeking refuge from an impending storm, he settled beneath an ancient oak tree. "Welcome, Brother Tenzin," greeted him warmly. "I am grateful," replied the traveler, shaking off raindrops like a dog after a swim. "I have journeyed far and wide." As thunder rumbled overhead and rain began to fall in gentle sheets, Ananda found himself drawn to the traveler's tales of adventure. Stories of distant lands filled with vibrant cultures and extraordinary people. Each word painted vivid images in Ananda's mind, stirring something deep within him. "Silence can be deafening," said the traveler, after sharing tales of his journeys. "But sometimes it is through sharing our stories that we find our voices." Ananda listened intently, captivated by the notion that silence could coexist with expression. He felt both inspired and conflicted. Could he break his vow? Would sharing diminish what he sought? That night, as rain pattered softly against his window, Ananda wrestled with these questions. He reflected on his journey thus far, the quiet moments spent in meditation, and the lessons learned in solitude. He realized that silence was not merely about refraining from speech. It was also about listening. The next morning, as dawn broke over the mountains and painted the sky in hues of gold and pink, Ananda gathered his fellow monks in the garden. With a steady heart and clear mind, he decided to share his thoughts, his struggles with silence and his yearning for connection. As he spoke, he felt a weight lift from his shoulders. The monks listened intently, their eyes filled with understanding and compassion. In that moment, Ananda discovered that true silence is not an absence of sound, but a space where voices can be heard, where stories can be shared without fear. From that day forward, Brother Ananda embraced both silence and expression as integral parts of his journey. He learned that in sharing his voice, he could connect deeply with others while still honoring the peace he sought within. And thus, amidst the tranquility of tranquil waters, he found harmony between silence and speech, a balance that would guide him on his path to enlightenment.